Woo! First things first. Let me turn this up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So that's the. I just went and threw a shirt on, put a little hairnet over my hair, because I'm gonna lay down and take a nap. I'm good. First thing this morning, I went to my workshop with the Apple store. Very good. Okay, great. Got that out the way. Learned my MacBook. Had them um, sync my photos and my videos to my MacBook. I think that's going to, create holding up too much space, but I needed it on here for certain reasons for when I do Canva and CapCut and make content. 5 years I had this and I never had pictures or videos on it. Probably I had a little bit once I got in tune with how to work this, but now I got a whole bunch. 5 years work. So I just had to call the Apple customer service because my go live button wasn't there. And the reason it wasn't there is that, anyway, the instructor at the Apple store said, "Oh, we're going to learn that the next time." I said, "I would have been learned it by then. When I come to you the next time, I'm going to have you more questions, ask you more questions on YouTube because I'll be on YouTube." So, okay, I don't really know. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You a tech. I don't know. Maybe you're not supposed to show us or whatever, but you want me to be in that class. I'm bringing you the questions and I want the answers. So I told him what's going to be for the next class. So the Apple support got me up to having the you have to have your mic and your camera on. So he showed me how to do that for the next time if it ever happens. And I'm sure it will. The other thing I said to myself is that this is Labor Day weekend. I am not going to be running all over the place. I am not. I need to really just relax and stay focused with some of the things that I'm going to be doing for September, which is starting to give and create sign in sheets. And I have to see how it's going to be done because if when you start, well, my intentions are to start food distribution in my community where I'm at for the two buildings of where I live at. So, in order to do that, first you have to get a membership through the food bank. Then you have to have 4 to 6 months paperwork of you giving to the public. They ain't say where you get it from. They ain't asking where you get it from, but you have to create a list, first name, last name, and date twice a week. The same way you're going to want it from the food bank organizations. I said, let me bring it back to my YouTube and tell people this is how you start the food distribution in your community. It's a lot of work, but I'm willing to do that because I don't have to worry about going to run to get anything once that time comes. Once I create, first of all, you got to get on a wait list. No applications right now. There's 600 people waiting. So who knows when this is all going to happen, but it will happen because that is one of the things I want to happen. So it will happen. So to create a food distribution in your community, all you need is a room, a place where the people can come if it's winter or too hot, come inside, not be outside waiting on no lines. And I noticed the way um, the pantry I go to set up for that also for the community to come get. Yeah, I see why the changes are happening because This all works up to a grant. And I was given all of this information by my friend's mother over at Gethsemane Church. I mean, she ran it down, told me exactly what was going to happen. And when I called them, exactly what she said, exactly what you're going to have to get before you even get anywhere near getting a distribution. These distributions are all over the city, tri state area. They bring you all of the stuff you need, you know, and you give it out that day. And you must complete giving it out in that one day. If it's a 2 day distribution, it should be like Tuesday and Wednesday, not Tuesday and then Thursday. Skip a day because that means the stuff will be sitting. I learned that much too. And um, gathering the names is so the funding could keep going on because you see a lot of people are on assistance, several kind of assistance, and if they're getting assistance plus on these food pantry lines, that means that assistance is not enough for them or whatever their reason is for. I just said that, but I get it. So that's what I'm working towards. All what I did for the whole 4 years does not count for that. It does not count for that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But how much did I learn by doing it the way I was doing it? So much. By getting from a pantry to give out in communities, I learned so much. And now I'm going to be getting signatures. I will first name, last name, date, and I will accumulate enough signatures to make sure that the food that is given, clothes that is given, toys that is given, everything that comes from Lil's for will be all the way up to a distribution, right? That is also how you can get your brick and mortar. I get it. I get it. Right? It took me 4 years, but I get it. I understand. I understand. Ooh, it's a lot of work, but you know, Lil, I'm up for it. And so, yes, I have to start. Not that I'm not going to be going to the pantries because I'm still going to go to the pantries, but what I'm going to have to do is ask for just donations and to ask for donations for several places. And I'm going to have to start giving out that way. And I could even be set up in certain different communities. I think that's what they told me. I did see the whole application, even though you cannot fill out the application without having a membership, being put on the waiting list, and then being a production of the food distribution. And the was she, I'm gonna call her back and tell her. I did text her and tell her how far I got so far. She said, "Well, did they put you on the list yet?" I said, "No." What they two people, two different organizations said that took my email. I mean, took the time for me to say it 50 times, the spelling of the email. I ain't get no email yet. Like, what really pisses me off from when you're doing something good for communities, the non-professionalism of the people who you have to go through to get these things for people. The way this one lady was talking to me, like, and don't be submitting the application if you don't have these things yet. I said, who are you talking to? And that is how you talk to your future. No wonder why I get an email from her. But no, you definitely can't talk to me any kind of way. You're gonna get checked real quick. So she said, well, I'm just letting you know. I said, and there's a way for you to let a person know too. I'm sure you say this over and over, but I'm just one more you saying it to. She said, well, you keep asking questions. I said, I'm supposed to ask questions. I don't know nothing about the process. Oh my gosh, just how she was talking. And that's why in the beginning of a conversation, you get the person's name first and last, and you get their title. Okay, they can't run from that. They need to know how to talk. So I'm like, oh, really? Okay. So I got her information. I'm like, check yourself. I don't know if you're having a bad day or it sounds like you talk like this all the time to people. But please don't do it with me. I'm definitely the wrong person. That's what I was saying in my head, not to her. Until you get what you want, you have to be very humble. That's why I do YouTubes, so I can teach people who want to start their nonprofit. A lot of people that I've been talking to that want to do, oh, I want to do it. I want that. Listen, one, no, you can't just say, oh, I ain't doing that, or they treating me some kind of way. One, you might get two people saying that they'll do for you, and then all of a sudden they back out. I mean, all kind of dilemmas will happen. You cannot be discouraged. You can be, you can feel discouraged though. You can't take the feeling out of what you feel, but you have to keep pushing and maybe just hang up and start it again the next day because it does become something else. Oh boy. When you come up against somebody like me, I don't back down. I don't give up. Um, and I know how to talk to you when I even hear that you talking two steps out of your way, like you just being disrespectful. I know how to come back and talk to you the next day, to maybe you just having a bad day. It could be that too. But I've been at what I do for a long time, and that's not only nonprofit, that's networking. That's networking. From being a Teamster, a nonprofit, and uh, union rep in a big healthcare um, industry, all kinds of people, from people who were the workers, from people who was the administration or presidents of organization. I have talked to them all. I have been around. I've dealt with them all. I got a couple of plaques up there to say I did all right. So I use that. I use those skills, and I will definitely take in consideration that you might be a non-professional, but I'm not, and I'm not going to let myself come down to your level at all, ever, no matter who it is. Let me go get a charger. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll be back. When you are skilled and you are taught something just like riding a bike, it'll come back to you. If you are one of those who, like, I was in a setting today with a young person that was teaching us the class, but I really think that I'm a little bit more advanced than the rest of them, which was seniors that was getting ready to start school, or they was getting ready to, they were smart enough to take this class to upgrade themselves in the technical field. They was definitely smart enough for that. But as I was there listening to him teach us, I felt like I was a little bit advanced in what he was teaching us. But then again, I wasn't, because when he taught us the basic up, just knowing your MacBook, I didn't know my MacBook, and I've had it for 5 years, brand new, 2020. I think my oldest son bought me this, and then my oldest daughter bought me the iPhone. And I've been in sync with those two ever since. And I would ask the question. I really like a one-on-one. But seeing that we was in the setting of the Apple store where the instructor was telling us, about his personal life, and he was telling us why he do what he do and all of that. We also was, being taught so much common stuff to learn on your own MacBook, and that was good. So he said, "There's another class." I said, "I'll be at every class. I'll be at every class. I'm taking all of this free knowledge you have." He just laughed. He just laughed. I love being educated and higher learning and higher, even the smallest things. So that's what I'm up against from scratch. And I had to talk to the board. I have to talk to the advisory committee. I have to talk to some of the people who get produce and clothes and um, toys and all of that. I had to talk to them about the change that's going to happen because it must be a change. And I see it. I see it. It's for the good. I see it, but I have to put it in play now. So the first 4 years of being a nonprofit leader and executive, running a 501c3, having an EIN number, or taxes off for stuff I go shop for. This morning, before I went to the class, I went over to Five Below. I said, let me get some mints. They had the big bag of mints for $3. I said, let me get some mints before I go into the class. And when I got up to the counter, the young lady said, give me your email with your next purchase. You had 10% off. I said, what? She said, yeah. I said, why? I don't know why I said this, but I said to her, are you the supervisor? She said, no. I said, you know how many times I've been in here buying back to school stuff and no one at this counter told me that? Neither did I ask. I don't leave it only up to them. She said they didn't. I said, no, they didn't. I would have been having percentage off. I've been buying headphones. I've been buying a couple more books. I have a nonprofit. That's just what I was telling her. I have a nonprofit, and we had a back to school giveaway, and I was missing a few things, so I ran in here to get them. Nobody told me about that, Miss Young Girl. She said, "Oh, well, I'm telling you, your next purchase 10% off because you gave us your email. So if you go in Five Below, give your email so they can say to you, oh, your next purchase is 10% off." And I think you should be in saying that to everybody you spend your dollars with. Is there any percentage off? Is there any deals? Some people are really good with that. I usually go into stores that already have this discount. I didn't think Five Below would discount more, but that's me. And a good customer service will let you know so you can come back. And that's the third place I went. I went another place, and they was telling me about. They was like, "Oh, so what do you do?" you know, I love to hear that, right? What do you do? I said, I'm a nonprofit leader. I'm a retired worker. I'm a mom. I'm a grandmom. I'm a friend. And it was like, okay, okay. What do you do? So when I told them that I was a nonprofit executive running a board, and one lady said, you can get such and such over here. You can. I was like, wow. That's why I'm taking this Labor Day weekend, going out Friday, Saturday. Got one more thing to do, and then the rest of the time, I'm gonna be in here working and relaxing, working, watching some movies, and relaxing. Okay, thank you for the ear. Okay, thank you so much. Now, don't forget you can donate to our nonprofit, and it's not only monetary. You can donate some back to school stuff still that I'm accepting because I'm going to be giving like a bag of stuff to some parents who are homeschooling. They don't know it yet. I know two parents that homeschool. Okay. A whole bunch of stuff to them will really help a lot. Um, and some more stuff up my sleeve. All right. Have a nice one.